Even though you're removing that single point of failure, you're introducing complexity, which for some people makes it a little bit more difficult.
With RIAs, there's particular rules about what you can do with the funds that come in. And so, as diehard Bitcoiners, we're always talking about not your keys, not your coins. But there's a lot of people that are not comfortable taking the responsibility of bringing those funds to themselves. What have you found as a custody solution that works with the regulations around RIAs, but also speaks to the special case of Bitcoin, where it is a bearer asset, and you don't just want an ETF that tracks the price of the derivatives, right? You want the actual asset. So what have the solutions that you found for that custody situation?
Yeah, so we talk to clients a lot about the difference between single sig, which is holding one key that has Bitcoin on it, versus multi-sig, where you have multiple keys that can sign for a transaction. I would say majority of clients like multi-sig better than single sig
Yeah.
because there's no single point of failure.
Mm-hmm.
For most people, it's terrifying that let's say, I don't know how much Bitcoin people are buying, but if you buy a few Bitcoin on there, and if you think Bitcoin's going to go to $1 trillion a coin, which a lot of people in the Bitcoin world do, then you're holding $3 trillion worth of assets in your house on one little tiny hardware wallet device, right? Obviously, I'm
Mm-hmm.
hyperbolizing here to make a point. But what people like is, okay, if I have, a two of three, then if I lose one of those keys, it's not as big of a deal. But once you start adding more keys into the equation, right, you have to keep track of more locations, you have more devices to check on, you have more seeds that you have to keep track of, right? So even though you're removing that single point of failure, you're introducing complexity, which for some people makes it a little bit more difficult. So what we've done for clients is in meetings, I will talk to clients about, the drawbacks of why you might want to do, or the pros and cons of each, basically, of why you would want to have multi-sig or why you would want to have single sig. A lot of our clients actually do a multi-sig through Unchained Capital
Mm-hmm.
is where we do a lot of it, just because Unchained holds the third key. So instead of the client, let's say, having to use Bitcoin Core to set up their own multi-sig solution, which is very hard for the average person to do, they use a service like Unchained Capital. They only have to figure out what to do with two out of three of the keys, and then Unchained Capital takes care of the last key for them. Clients like that because then they're like, all right, well, if I lose one, Unchained's probably not going to lose my other one, in which case I'll be fine. And so, yeah, so that's definitely something that we have a lot of clients do that they like quite a bit. We've been looking into how to help clients with their third key as well, as an option, but it's not a service that I'm offering yet. So I don't want to, excite people too much with that. And then we do have people who just like single sig. They're like, look, it's easier. I store my one hardware wallet here. I store my seed phrase somewhere else. I sleep soundly knowing that I don't have so much complexity going on. I don't have a third party involved. And that's fine for a lot of people as well. I would say that we go out of our way to make sure that people do not keep coins on exchanges.
Yeah.
And so we just don't have any client, like, unless they have, some silly amount that they're trading around in on a Coinbase account or something like that. Like, they really aren't holding their keys on exchanges anymore, at
Yeah.
least in my practice. And we do have some legacy GBTC positions, but at this point they're very small relative to the percentage of clients who are doing multi-sig.
Hey, it's Amy. Click over here to subscribe, click over here for more content, and we'll see you next time.